Hello friends, we are in the city of Thessaloniki, Thessalonica. This would be the old port of Thessaloniki. This port from the 16th century and onwards would have been closed on the Shabbat. Would be the only major city in the world that would have a majority Jewish population, more than 50% at times. Now this all happened after the expulsion of Spain, when the Jews from the Iberian Peninsula tried to find refuge, although they had found here an older community of Romaniato Jews, Greek-speaking Jews that had lived here going back all the way some 2,000 years. We know that Saul of Tarsus wrote in his letter to the Thessaloniki, about the synagogue that was here. So there was already a sizable Jewish population going back for 2,000 years. Now, at the expulsion of Spain, a lot of Jews felt that they have to find a place of refuge, and this would have been their place. But even when they came here, the Jews, they kept their distinct customs, like the Jews of Aragon, the Jews of Castile, and the Jews of Portugal. Each one kept their distinct customs. So at a certain point, there were over 30 synagogues up here behind the port, which that would have been their community. They would have every single street had a different synagogue belonging to a different community, each one with its own minhagim and its own customs, its own sidur. Some very important rabbis served here. One of them notably would be the Chaim Shabtai, the Toras Chaim. He wrote responsible not only for the Jews in Saloniki, but all the way to other far-flung religious Jewish communities. One responsa is written to the newly found community in Recife in the 17th century. In Recife, Brazil, there was Dutch Jews. They founded a community called Sur Israel. They wanted to know how one would ask for rain in the southern hemisphere. This question was asked to Toras Chaim, and from Saloniki, the response went out. Very sadly, that in 1917 there was a big fire which destroyed much of the city, and in 1944, 96% of the Jews of Saloniki were sent by the Nazis to death camps to Poland. A lot of people died on the way, and only 4% of the Jewish population of Saloniki survived. That's the story of the Jews in Saloniki.